So we kind of were thinking that we didn't really give huge description of exactly what we're doing. We just had said that we're a lesbian couple trying to make a baby.
Very creatively.
So I wanted to kind of explain what we're doing. First of all, I'm going to be the carrier, and we're going to use Jackie's eggs. So that's what makes this process really complicated is, you know, they have to synchronize our cycles, make sure that neither one of us are ovulating. It's really complicated. Every once in a while the nurses will get confused, like, well, usually she would take the medicine, but they're confused because I'm taking her eggs. So Jackie's going to go through the IVF cycle. They're going to extract her eggs and then fertilize it, and 3 to 5 days they'll implant it in me. The reason we decided to do this, we really wanted to try and make, you know, our child part of both of us, which we know that that's impossible, because even if I do carry Jackie's eggs, our blood won't mix. So Jackie will biologically be the mother, but I will legally be the mother in Florida. So it's a complicated process. We have to involve lawyers, a lot of consent forms. If we were to do surrogacy, neither one of us would be legal parents, and we would have to go through an adoption process. So that's the reason why, you know, it took us a while to decide with our doctors what was the best option. So our plan that we're actually doing is called an egg donation. We have worked with our lawyers and our doctors and decided we're not signing the egg donation consent form, which signs all of Jackie's rights away. We will work something out with the lawyer and the doctor's office where it's kind of our own little consent. That way, if anything ever did happen, she's not left out in the cold with no rights at all.
Especially after my kid's throwing touchdowns in the NFL, I'm going to want a piece of that paycheck. Not signing that away.
So pretty much that's what we're doing. It's expensive. Know that if you're going to get into this, and make sure you do the research, because we had these great plans of doing it within a year. The year came and went, and we didn't have the money. That's really what it comes down to, is it's so expensive. And even though you might have a package price, it doesn't stop there, because your insurance doesn't pay for anything. And then you have to think about how much sperm costs if you don't have a known donor. And if you do have a known donor,
they have to be FDA approved, and that takes 2 years.
Don't think that that's any cheaper, because you're going to be responsible to pay for all the testing and the freezing of the sperm, just like a cryobank would do. So we were going to use a known donor until we found out it was going to be a lot more money.
Then we figured might as well get somebody good if we got to pay all that much money.
So anyways, it's very expensive. You got to think about if you're going to have to involve lawyers. That's the pretty penny too. Then, like I talked about, actually that video comes after this one. To ship the sperm is expensive. What else? The drugs. You forget about fertility drugs. It's not included in your package price. Fertility drugs can get up to $5,000.
We didn't have to pay that much because, you know,
she's fertile.
I'm fertile, but 25,
but like,
what did we pay? 24, 25, and then the shipping?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of money, and just, you have to remember that if you do have a failed cycle,
you gotta pay for those all over again.
You may not have to pay for the package again because you already have frozen embryos, but you are gonna have to pay for the drugs again, because
and a re-insemination fee.
I'm gonna have to go on the loop run again.
Did you see her just shush me? Like, I don't get to talk ever.
And then the re-insemination fee, and I think that varies your office. I think ours is like $1,300 to do re-insemination.
We're not gonna have to worry about that.
It's a lot of money. So I would just recommend to really make sure you know how much it's gonna cost.
And then get another job for about 6 years.
We went into it with the plan of trying to reach a goal of $30,000 to pay for everything and have money left over for emergencies. And we really probably needed more than that.
Yeah, we've spent more than that, so we've probably saved more than that too. We're on our we did reach our goal.
We did. We saved what we needed to save before we started. We made a commitment that we were not going to start the process until we had the money, and we did that. It was really hard to save it. It took a long time. It was discouraging every time we went to an appointment, and they're like, here's how much it's going to cost, and we broke it down, and we're like, we're never going to get there. But we did eventually get there, and you just have to keep saving, because don't go into it blowing all of your savings and then it be a failed cycle and you have nothing now. That's just going to be really hard.
More discouraging than ever.
And, you know, anything could happen. If something happens with your job or your health or whatnot, you won't have anything left. So I would recommend that you make sure you have some money before you don't blow all your money.
Yeah, definitely got to leave yourself a buffer.
Yeah, this is not a rush process. And let me tell you, when it's time to do it, it goes so fast, you don't want to rush it more than you already are. So make sure you have the money before you start.
Life lesson number 327, brought to you by Sarah. And if I don't turn
Save
this
your money.
off, she's going to keep talking and talking and talking.
Okay. Well, that's our advice.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Bye.
I can't get it to turn on.